Hi, in this video I'm going to teach you all you need to know to be able to trade in 10 minutes. Let's get started. First of all, my name is Pedro and I run Noble Capital. I've been trading for around 5 years. I've already taken multiple accounts to over 6-7 figures, and now I'm doing a 10k to 100k challenge on Hyperliquid so that anyone can go and check the veracity of the facts. So if you want to know my thoughts about the market or the trades that I'm going to take on this challenge, feel free to just check the link below and access the free Discord. There I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and the trades. Let's get started. Okay, so first here on the screen are all the topics that I'm going to talk in this video so that you can see if there is something that you want to skip to, feel free to do so. First is psychology. I say that because I see a lot of people that do not take it seriously enough, and it's probably the only thing that's going to actually make you profitable. Because it doesn't matter the strategy that you have, if you do not have discipline, then you're not going to be able to accomplish anything. So try to develop a system of which you're going to be able to execute things and also, train your discipline. Things that I do, mainly three things that I do to be able to, keep myself accountable are: first, I have a journal for my trades, and not only my trades actually, but everything about my life that I write every day at night before I go to sleep. And since I started this journal, I was able to correct myself on a lot of vices that I had that I didn't know I had. So yeah, it's definitely something that I would recommend someone to do. Second, make a schedule. When I say that, I don't mean like, wake up at 5 a.m. and blah, 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 blah. Just list the things that you gotta do every single day. So if you want to trade stocks, then, list like the things that you need to do before you go and trade stocks. Or if you want to trade crypto, list things that you need to do before you go and do something, right? That's really important. Third, make sure that to keep yourself accountable, and to do that you should punish yourself when you do not fulfill the promise that you did to yourself. And I say that mainly because we humans are basically like AIs. We learn based on reward. And so if you do something right, reward yourself. If you don't do something right, you should discipline yourself. So keep yourself accountable. That's very important. Okay, so now let's move to trading. Metrics that you should understand. Well, before understanding the metrics, you need to understand why the price moves in the first place, right? So basically, the price moving is people buying or selling, which is very clear, I think. And you need to understand and you need to understand the psychology behind why people are selling or buying. So let's suppose that a lot of people believe that a certain stock or a certain token is going to $100, and they're decided they're going to sell at $100. Then what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to sell at $100 and the price is going to go down. So trading is basically understanding where the volume, where the orders are, where people want to have interest in buying or selling a token, and position yourself accordingly. If enough people believe something, it's going to become true. So that's what you need to understand. You need to start reading people instead of reading the charts. And in order to do that, you cannot just look at the green or red bars and try to guess things. You gotta start using metrics that people actually use. And inside these metrics, you have TA, you have EMAs, and all of those things. And the most important thing is, once you gather all this information, then you have an idea of where the support of a stock is or what the resistance of a stock is, and you position yourself inside that. Let's move to a more concrete example on how I personally trade. Okay, right now you're seeing my screen, and I trade based on EMAs mainly. EMA stands for exponential moving average. So it's basically the average of the price in that amount of time. Let's go and check BTC, for example, right? So we had the bear market here, and it went up, and then we went to retest the weekly 50 EMA. Here would be a really nice place to buy because you're seeing it's holding. But let's suppose you didn't buy here, that's fine. But you saw that it held here. So it went up again. When it went to retest, it would be a perfect place for you to buy. Then it went up again. You could sell here, and then you could sell here. And then it went to retest it again, and this time it failed. But you have bought it here, saw that it was very weak, and then sold here for a small loss if it closed below here. So this way you can understand very clearly your risk reward, and you're not just trying to guess things. You know how much you can lose, and you know how much you can win. And of course, this doesn't work just like on weekly. It works on daily, 4 hours. It doesn't matter. But the way that I trade usually involves daily or weekly because I prefer to do a swing trade over just, go crazy and trade every single day. Now that you understand these things, let's move to the next topic. Identifying a trending market to a chop market. Especially for me that trades based on EMAs, it's very important for me to understand these things, right? Because there are some times that the condition of the market is not going to allow me to trade. So I think it's very easy for you to spot, but for example, this area here is clearly a trending market, right? We are respecting the EMAs, but then we broke down the EMA and then we start chopping around. And this chopping around is most likely the place that people lose the most money because they keep trying to trade as if it was a trending market, which it's not. You just need to adapt. So it starts trending here until here. You could have an amazing trade here, and then it starts chopping here. Once it starts chopping, you need to understand, it's like, look, it's not respecting the EMAs anymore, it's not respecting my system, so I should not trade. Or you should switch your strategy as well. So if you see that it's chopping, so adjust your strategy for a much less of a swing. Just try to trade the range. When it's on the top of the range, you just sell. When it's at the bottom of the range, you buy, and you do these things. For a trader, it's very important for you to understand this. The concept that anyone can make money, it's very easy to make money, but only a few traders can keep the money that they made. And with that phrase, we enter the next topic that's about the importance of being flat. Most of the traders that I respect, that I know that are very profitable, they have one thing in common. They do not just go, open a position and then close it, and then open another and then close it, and open another and then close. No. They see the market, they see an opportunity that matches their system, which can very much differs from mine, which is fine. Any person, anyone should have their own system that makes sense to them. But all of them identify the system, and then they only open a trade when they see a big opportunity. Most of the times they are actually flat, and flat means you have you have dollar, you have USD, and dollar is also a position. You don't need to be bought in stocks. You don't need to be bought in BTC, crypto, altcoins, or anything. Most of the times you should be flat and keep your money so that when the opportunity arrives and the opportunity matches your system, you're going to be able to allocate as much money as you need there. The last topic of this video, that is the compound effect. You need to understand that you should not make it all in one trade. You don't need to, okay? So even if you have small wins, at first it's going to, oh, I just made this much, oh, I just made this much. But with time, the compound effect is massive, and you're going to be able to stack results. So do not try to make money fast, but keep yourself consistent and keep yourself in check. That's one of the most important things that a trader can do. Understanding that the money is going to keep coming if you do things right. But if you overexpose yourself just because you want to get rich fast, you're going to just lose it all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to talk with me or if you want to know my thoughts about the market, the Discord link is in the description. It's free. I'm looking forward to meeting you there. Cheers.